After every international tournament, it always seems like there are a couple players that return to the NBA renewed, translating their Team USA experience into the best season of production to date. However, how true is this notion? Let's dive into recent FIBA history to look at players who performed in international tournaments and see what impact, if any, it had on the trajectory of their careers. The best and most fitting place to begin is with the Redeem Team. As survivors from the collective trauma of 04, LeBron and Wade made it their mission to redeem themselves. The first test was in Japan for the 06 World Championship. If in 04, LeBron and Wade were coming off their rookie seasons and were peripheral figures, in 06 they were now leaders. Between 04 and 06, both had taken sizable leaps in their careers. Wade was already a first-time NBA champion, albeit in controversial fashion. Meanwhile, LeBron had wrapped up his first 30-point season, second All-Star selection, and had been named to the All-NBA first team. It is arguable what impact, if any, Team USA had provided in terms of their careers up until that point. However, the formative part was to come later. We all remember 06 for Baby Shaq and Greece ending Team USA's hopes. But that outcome led to a more significant moment in basketball history. Coach K recruiting Kobe Bryant. The impact of Kobe on both superstars' careers was monumental. The habits they learned, the 365-day approach to maintaining their bodies, and a singular focus they learned from the Mamba. In many respects, this unlocked the next stage of their careers. Wade would go on to be Team USA's top scorer in the tournament, contributing instant offense from the bench. LeBron would be the engine of the team, being second in points, second in assists, and third in rebounds. 08 is fondly remembered for Kobe's impact in the clutch against Spain, and this famous moment. However, we should all remember it as a fork-in-the-road moment for both LeBron and Wade. The Redeem Team arc is what ultimately set the ground for the decision, the Heatles, and 2 NBA basketball championships. It set the tone for a half-decade of dominance. When thinking about the 2010 FIBA World Championship in Turkey, there is only one name that comes to mind: Kevin Durant. This was his first tournament, and it was one for the books. In a young team with few vets, KD would do the hard carry, and not for the last time in his career, as we'll see later, scoring a sizzling 22.8 points per game, which was more than double of Team USA's next highest scorer. What impact the tournament had on KD's career, however, is arguable. KD had come off a breakthrough season. He'd averaged 30.1 points per game on 47%, was a first-time All-Star, and made the All-NBA first team, and was even second in MVP voting behind LeBron. The FIBA World Cup in Turkey just gave KD a further stage to do his thing, to announce himself as an elite player on the world stage. It was something that NBA basketball fans already knew. KD is special. After 2008, it was important for Team USA to repeat in London for 2012. That meant Team USA sent arguably its greatest collection of talent since 1992, and therefore there were few meaningful minutes for emerging players. James Harden found himself at the edge of the rotation, and Anthony Davis was basically an honorary 12th man, having yet to play his rookie season after one of the most dominant one-and-done college seasons ever at Kentucky. While James Harden would notch improved numbers in 2012-13 with an improved tally of 25.9 points per game and 5.8 assists, it's pretty difficult to argue the Olympic experience was the main influence there, considering he just completed his move to Houston and would average nearly 40 minutes a game while receiving the keys to Houston's entire offense. If 2010 was KD's moment to shine, the World Cup in 2014 was a group project. Steph had featured in the 2010 World Cup, but he was coming off a rookie campaign and was utilized minimally. 2014 was his first real tournament. Equally for Harden and AD, they had now carved out starring roles. That strong core would be bolstered by the two-way impact of Klay and Kyrie's ball handling and finishing wizardry. Ultimately, this USA team would make a dominant run and would hoist the Naismith Trophy, showcasing a new generation of elite NBA talent. As it happens, each of those players would go on to post improved seasons, with the Splash Brothers taking home their first Larry O'Brien trophy, Steph winning his first MVP, and Klay getting his first All-Star and All-NBA recognition. Second in the MVP race that year would be Harden, who would carry the Rockets to the second seed in the West and post his most impressive individual season to date. Kyrie, now joining with LeBron, would post his most effective season as a pro, improving on three-point percentage, field goal accuracy, as well as earning his first All-NBA recognition. For Anthony Davis, he'd also post career bests, placing 5th in MVP voting and averaging a double-double of 24 and 10 with almost 3 blocks per game. he'd make his first All-NBA selection and his first All-Defensive team. To me, 2014 felt like a generational change. The Warriors dynasty began. Steph was a new basketball phenomenon that would pioneer the pace and space and three-point revolution. Harden would pitch himself as a perennial MVP candidate, AD was an unstoppable force of nature, and Kyrie was embarking on a golden period of his career as a second star to LeBron. However, here we arrive at the old causation versus correlation argument. Was the 2014 FIBA World Cup influential in this development, or was Team USA just lucky enough to form a squad of stars all on the precipice? Let me know in the comments below. Compared to 2014, the next few tournaments did not provide much in terms of emerging stars. If you were to summarize the 2016 and 2020 Team USA Olympic experiences, it would be the following. KD saves Team USA again. His contribution in both tournaments would give KD an unrivaled international resume and a strong case as the greatest Olympic basketball player ever. Unfortunately for the 2019 Team USA World Cup team, there was no KD to save them. 2019 World Cup in China was a low point for Team USA basketball, with the team relying on two diminutive guards, Kemba and Mitchell, failing to reach the semifinals for the first time since 1978. The 2019 tournament did see Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown get their first taste of Team USA action. However, with how poorly Team USA performed, I doubt it provided any serious impact in terms of the development of their careers. For 2020 Tokyo Olympics, you could argue that it had some impact on Zach LaVine, as he was nominated for his first All-Star appearance on the back of it. However, for Tatum and Booker, the experience would be negligible, with Tatum averaging 26, 4, and 8, a minor improvement on the previous year, and Booker's averages would decline to 25, 4, and 4. Now we arrive at the 2023 World Cup.
Oh, a good miss! The USA got it! Bridges from the corner! You have got to be kidding me! Unbelievable!
While you could argue prior tournaments were either a lucky confluence of up-and-coming stars or trivial in terms of influence, with the World Cup in 2023, it is pretty clear that it had a tremendous impact on 4 emerging talents. I think narrative-wise, depending on how Ant's career materializes, we could look at this tournament as his coming out party. He even credits this experience for his own meteoric rise.
Trent, how did that move from I'm playing good, but I can make us play good?
I think playing in the USA, the FIBA World Cup this summer, I think that changed my perspective about everything. Being able to play with your team, play within the game and not try to just play isolation ball all day.
2023 and 4 was a banner year for the 22-year-old, and he led the Timberwolves to the Western Conference on the back of an almighty hot streak, downing his idol KD and the defending NBA champion in the process.
Edwards on the steal. Edwards, oh, what a move to the rack!
However, he wasn't the only player on this list to make a conference final, as Halliburton and his Pacers improved 12 wins from the prior year and had won 2 straight rounds in the playoffs before losing to the eventual NBA champion. Even to get there, the Pacers had to topple the Knicks in a Game 7, a team led by their new superstar, Jalen Brunson. A player whose performance for Team USA was much maligned, but who received rave reviews during the regular season. Just a shade off being a 30-point scorer, Brunson was 5th in MVP voting, 2nd Team All-NBA, and a first-time All-Star. And he wasn't the only first-time All-Star from that group. Paulo Banchero also joined him as an Eastern Conference selection and contributed a noticeable improvement from his rookie campaign, leading an improved Orlando team into the playoffs. In fact, all 4 guys contributed significantly to their team's improvement in 2023 and 4. The Magic and Pacers were lottery teams that jumped to the 5th and 6th seeds respectively. The Knicks went from a 5th seed to getting home court throughout the playoffs as a 2nd seed, and the Timberwolves had a strong chance of clinching 1st, if not for an untimely late-season injury to Karl Anthony Towns. In total, 3 of the 4 guys would make all NBA teams, and all were named All-Stars that year. It may not be the generational change that we saw in 2014, but it still represents some potential big new stars. I believe the Paris Olympics featured the best international basketball tournament ever. Period. It may even go down as one of the more iconic basketball moments for a few players on that USA team. However, when it comes to young blood, outside of Anthony Edwards, there isn't much to shout about. Perhaps for Ant, there's an optimistic case that he learned from the old heads. In spending time with LeBron, Steph, and KD, much like LeBron and Wade learned from Kobe, he will have learned the habits of success. We already saw him taking an instruction from KD regarding his shooting form. However, ultimately, I think with this tournament, in terms of young talent, it's less defined by the USA. In fact, I think this is more a springboard for Victor Wembanyama. So, having done a brief summary of every tournament since 2006, it is clear Team USA can be a positive and rewarding experience that builds momentum in terms of players' careers. For some, it is career defining, but for others, it is a boost in the right direction. Some were going that way anyway, but a big international tournament was only a further stage in which to showcase their talents. And for others, it was negligible and insignificant in terms of their path. Ultimately, like everything, player development is nuanced. There is no one single factor or cause. However, it has been enough of a milestone event on a few occasions. Moving forward, I hope this continues to be the case, and it is as meaningful as it was to LeBron, KD, Steph, Wade, and now Anthony Edwards. So that's my take. Do you agree, disagree, or did I miss anyone out? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe for more NBA content.